Right, let's talk about food. There are 6 ways to get food. You can gather wild plants, you can farm crops, you can farm domesticated animals, you can hunt wild animals, there's fishing and also buying food from traders. Now, the easiest way to get food early on, if the environment is relatively safe, is to gather wild plants. So that's what we'll focus on in this episode. There's 2 ways to do that. We can say designate and gather, and that's P for plant. And we can say gather the plants that are here, and the ones that are highlighted are the plants that are usable. In some biomes there may be certain plants that are more desirable than others, such as sunberries in a good biome or whip vines in a savage biome, and they make the best alcohol. Using the designations menu, these plants can be individually selected, but the job is a one-off job that has to be manually reset when the plants grow back. Most plants will regenerate over time. In some biomes such as mountains, there are no gatherable wild plants growing, only grasses, which the dwarfs can't do anything with. They won't collect useless plants. The other way we can do it is to designate a zone. So if we go back to the main menu and it's I for zone, and let's make it a reasonable size zone. We'll cover all of that wood stockpile. And we can say gather pick fruits. That's G for gather. There are additional options about this one. So if we go capital G, we can switch on or off picking fruit from the trees. Now that'll require a step ladder. Picking berries and pulling tubers is the same as the designating to gather plants, which was the DP option, and gathering fallen fruit as well. We can switch any of these off, on and off. F will gather or ignore fallen fruit. Whichever one is showing is the one that's set. So at the moment, they will gather and they will pick. We can use the zone for more than one thing, so we could move our pasture animals into this area. That's probably not a bad idea. So Spotted Cow is our outdoor sort of person. No one's going to gather any plants unless we tell them to. So Spotted Cow, let's get you plant gathering. You're the only person who really likes being outdoors and you'll be happy gathering plants. You won't cut trees. Well, he will, but he won't like it. He won't like butchering either, but he will like plant gathering. So we can get Spotted Cow doing that. Plant gathering is a very high priority job, so if somebody is allocated to do plant gathering, it's unlikely that they'll do anything else. Gathering wild plants is relatively dangerous in that it takes place on the surface rather than inside the safety of the base. And if you're in a rainy biome like this one, dwarves will eventually get stressed out with being rained on all the time, so I tend to make it a job that is allocated to new migrants when they arrive. I don't leave them doing it for more than a season or so. I'll take it off them eventually. We can come down to the carpenter's workshop. We've got 3 more beds to make, and then we would like to add a step ladder for Spotted Cow so that Spotted Cow can harvest from the trees. Just scroll down using the plus key, add a step ladder. And we're going to need some extra barrels to put all of the plants in that are gathered. So it's V for barrel. There we go. We'll add more barrels later. We'll get a repeating order to set up barrel production in the future. But for now, that will do for us. So there's Spotted Cow gathering some plants there. Plants can also be gathered from underground caverns, but that can be very dangerous. It is a useful source of food and seeds in an emergency though. Now these plants that we're gathering, as they are either eaten raw or brewed into alcohol, we'll get the seeds back from those plants, and some of those plants will be able to farm in above ground farms. There's Spotted Cow, I think, in the trees, is it? Oh no, it's Shrimp Sana.
No. No.